Greetings, YouTube. This is Fragments of Memory, aka the Armchair Philosopher, and I'm gonna break out some armchair philosophy for you today. I was watching the video of one guy by the name of F1nguz. Check his videos out. He's articulate. He's intelligent, and I've probably commented on his videos before, but the guy is just awesome as far as what he brings to the table, and he brings a lot of thought-provoking things. Again, I'm all about things that provoke thought and provoke discussion, or at least having you reevaluate your position on certain issues. Anyway, he asked the question, what is manhood? Manhood seems to be this elusive thing. I've even talked about it on a few of my vids on my own personal channel. Like, what does it mean to be a man? And who can define that manhood for me? A woman cannot define manhood. A woman can tell you what a man is not, but she cannot tell you what a man is. A woman cannot raise a boy into a man. So all this talk about women saying, I need a real man, etc., 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 you can't say that. And I've ranted about this before. But anyway, he brought up three scenarios. One of the scenarios was a young 15-year-old boy dealing drugs, and one guy, he goes to his customer. Turns out the customer says, I ain't gonna pay for the drugs. I'm gonna take the drugs and the money you got. So he shoots him and kills him. So is the 15-year-old boy, has he lost his manhood? Even though the 15-year-old boy was gonna put his dukes up and fight this guy? Or the other scenario, which just disturbed me, and he told me, he said this was a true story, so this is even more disturbing, is the fact that you have a guy on a date with a girl, they walk down a side street, they get held up at gunpoint, the guy says, give me your money, and then he makes the girl say, drop your panties, and he rapes her at gunpoint. And then the man can just sit back and watch in horror while the rapist is taunting the man, daring him to do something with a gun in his hand. And the woman is saying, you're not going to defend me, you're not going to help me. So now his manhood's on blast, and he's had to deal with that. Another one is the reality show The Contender, and he talked about how in this reality show, the man said, hey, I've got, I'm going to support my family, I'm going to be a man, I've got to win this battle. He loses the bout, and he would later on end up taking his own life. Now, I'm not going to go through the scenarios. You can go to F1nguz's channel. He's awesome. Watch his vids. And I know I've already said that. I'm not trying to, like, quote unquote dick ride on the brother. I just want to give props where props is due. But anyway, he mentioned those three scenarios, and two of those guys are dead. The other guy that witnessed the rape, he's all he does is drink to forget his pain. And it makes me wonder, two, what is a man? I honestly can tell you I don't know. And I know that I know that Sticky Fingers has asked for video responses and or commentary about what a real man is, but I don't have one. I don't have an answer. I just have a lot of the same questions. I think this vid is more to say, I understand where you're coming from, brother. I know exactly where you're coming from, being a man in our society. And we have so much to prove on a constant basis. And it seems manhood is always ever elusive, where a woman, once she grows up and develops into physical maturity, she's deemed a woman. Where a man, even if he has the right equipment, he's got to be a man, and we don't even know what that is anymore. And then there are women that have the audacity to say, I feel like I'm the man in the relationship. Well, what is a man exactly? Is it him really fulfilling a role or a function? And if so, if he doesn't fulfill that function, who is he and what is he? Is he deemed to live in this sort of non-existence, this sort of become a non-entity? And these are things that I think about a lot too. I think about a relationship I once had, and I had a woman in that relationship make a similar comment saying, I feel like I'm the man in this relationship. Even though, what exactly is that? And unfortunately, I cannot get an answer from a woman because she is not a man. She is not baptized with the baptism that a man is baptized with. Also, back in the day, men went through rites of passage, whether it was you went away from the tribe and went on a quest, or you went away from the group and you hunted a buffalo. And after you went on your quest or went on your hunt, if you were successful, you were a man. No one could question it. Where now it seems manhood is ever so elusive. It's ever so it can be bestowed and ripped away from you like that. So I just wonder what it is myself. What exactly it is manhood per se. And then it doesn't help that a lot of men, we live in a generation where we're raised by our mothers, not our fathers, but our mothers. So where are we going to get this guidance from? Was it going to mysteriously fall down from the sky? Was it going to be like a magical fairy dust and suddenly the ideal manhood would be bestowed upon us? I mean, really, where were we going to get it from? So, but yeah, those scenarios broke my heart when I heard it, man. It broke my heart. I was like, wow. And I'm sure there are brothers, more than just those three scenarios, there are brothers that live in that reality on a daily basis. The one thing I would say, number one, any man who has to use a gun to get his point across, he's a coward. To me, that's cowardly. If I can't face you fist to fist, face to face, then I'm nothing but a coward. Number two, why was that 15-year-old selling dope, man? That's another thing. That's a dead end anyway. And just three, if a man fails, that does not make him less than a man, though, personally. Just because someone fails doesn't mean they failed. It doesn't make them lose their identity or their masculinity. Now, I understand how society likes to perceive it and switch it and flip it up, but that's not how it is. Or I don't think that's how it should be. And at this point, I'm basically rambling. So I'm gonna end this vid right now. And I just want to say that you have a kindred spirit out there, Sticky Fingers. You have a kindred spirit. I thank you for the vid you've been putting out. I thank you for this vid. I think I wish a lot more. I wish a lot more brothers. And actually, let me take that back. A lot more brothers do give their opinions, and a lot more brothers are expressing where they're coming from. And it's just good to know that I'm not the only one that has those kind of questions. That I'm not the one that has those kind of issues. Thank you very much and take care.